I'm sure you've all tried fruit yogurts. They're delicious, right? If you're not a fan of fruit yogurts and haven't tried them, you've definitely had a protein bar, at least once. These products seem nutritious and healthy, but in this video, you're going to hear a shocking truth about them that I'm sure will change your mind. So let's dive into our adventure without wasting any time. First, a quick explanation about ultra-processed foods. This term refers to products and foods that have lost their nutritional value during complex industrial processes and are replaced with things like preservatives and artificial colours. In simple terms, ultra-processed foods are more harmful and industrial than processed foods, which have only undergone simple changes like cooking, freezing, frying, or canning. But here's the more important question. How can we tell the difference between ultra-processed and processed foods? With the definitions provided, I'm sure you've figured out some parts of the answer. Let's answer this question with an example. Imagine you've gone to a grocery store to buy something for your house. You accidentally wander into a section of food items, pick up a product, and toss it into your cart. Do you know where this product came from? If the item you picked is in a bottle or a can, your guess may be that it's from a factory. And you'd be right. Most of the products we use daily are processed foods that originate from factories. Of course, you know everything we eat comes from nature, but there might be changes made during the production process to enhance their appearance, increase shelf life, or make them safer and healthier for us. For example, pasteurizing milk makes it safe to drink and turns it into a processed product. Ultra-processed products go through all these steps too, but then they enter the next phase and additional steps to become distinct food items. Back to the store. Right after you put the product in your cart, you check its price. You notice the price and then decide to look at the ingredients. Wait, this is the most crucial part. If you see a long list of unfamiliar and complicated names, you can be sure you have an ultra-processed product in your hands. As you continue, you reach the canned goods section and probably add a few to your cart. When you look at their cooking instructions and read, boil before consuming, you've got a processed product that requires just one extra cooking step. The important point here is that the ingredient list for processed foods is shorter than that of ultra-processed foods, has fewer additives, and might require an extra step in your kitchen. Besides the ingredient list, you can also identify them based on the level of heat processing and the high amounts of salt and sugar often found in processed foods. Up to this point, you've learned how to distinguish between processed and ultra-processed products. But what about fruit yogurt and protein bars that we talked about in the beginning? You might be shocked to hear that they fall into the processed category and come with a range of downsides. This list includes granola, protein bars, fruit yogurts, and fruit snacks. Surprising, right? To wrap up this part of our adventure, let's hear an interesting fact. The canning method was invented by a French man after the French Revolution. While France was at war with neighbouring countries, Napoleon Bonaparte offered a prize of 12,000 francs to anyone who could find a way to supply food for soldiers. He was looking for a new packaging method that could keep food from spoiling over time. A French pastry chef named Nicolas Appert developed this method, and he was the first to invent canning. If you want to learn more about ultra-processed products, understand their harmful effects, please subscribe.